Oh my God, you guys. I had to laugh at some of the comments in the New Jersey recap video. You guys are hilarious. Especially the people who are like, did you do something to your hair? Thanks a lot, you guys. Anyway, all right. So let's get into some more fun. Let's talk about Vanderpump Rules. Let's talk about it. So I did a big, epic deep dive of all of the gossip that all of the cast members and non-cast members and ex-cast members had been saying in different media outlets and podcasts and so on. And I put together this presentation, if you will, for my bonus audio Diamond members and my Patreon this last Tuesday. But now it's time for me to tell everybody. I won't be sharing the 1 hour of, receipts that I shared on the bonus audio, but I'm going to give you guys a cliff note. And the Patreons did pay for this video so we could all talk about it together, which is very generous of them. Thank you, Patreons. This guy's going to be talked about in this video if you're wondering why he's on my cheeks. Oh, I have some really good news, you guys. So we raised with the Deadbeat Dad video that was about Slade Smiley and how he didn't pay child support towards his son who was very sick, that he actually eventually passed, Grayson. We raised $225 with that video, tips, donations, and I put some money into. Yay! I was really proud of that. Listen, you wouldn't believe it. We were in the top 10 donation numbers. Yeah, because it's hard. People don't have a lot of money to give right now. This is today, 52 days until service, and he's raised $42,265 toward the $75,000 goal, 538 donors, and there we are. They made me donate it under my name, or I would have done the Dishing Drama Dana channel, but they didn't make that an option. So there's our donation. Yay! And I'm really proud that we did that as a group. It was so wonderful to be able to give that to his mama towards her medical bills that she still has unpaid and his burial costs. Yay, we did a good deed. All right, let's start this video with TMC grabbing Raquel at the airport on Wednesday at LAX, arriving back from her family to do the reunion, what she says. You're going to find it really interesting. And then I'll also play Shayna's. I thought, just to get the video off with a bang.
Raquel, have you spoken to your castmates? Do you see any reconciliation in the future? Yeah? All right, thank you.
So after the airport, the Paps follow her to Blush to get her, getting her nails done and all this stuff, which I think is BS. She was definitely setting it up. So strange. And I don't believe what she says in this video, but I want to play it for you anyway as we get this video off. There's so much gossip in this. I hope you guys have the bandwidth for it.
Hi, how are you?
How are you doing?
Good.
How are you holding up ever since everything broke out?
I'm holding up okay.
Okay.
It's been a little rough, but I'm hanging in there.
Okay, I see your face kind of cleared up.
Yeah.
That's good, that's good. Sheena claims she never hit you. Is that true? Or is she, who's lying? Who's saying the truth?
Sheena knows what happened that night.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to go into it too much.
Okay.
I do have a permanent scar on my eyebrow.
Oh, wow, yeah, I see it.
So...
Okay, how do you feel about the show tomorrow? Just meeting everyone.
I know I have to take accountability for my actions.
Yeah.
I'm completely prepared to do that.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, have you apologized to Ari yet? Have you guys talked, or how's that?
We talked on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologized to her over text, but she didn't receive it very well. So.
Okay, what'd she say back?
I prefer not to say.
Okay, it was probably
just know it wasn't received well. Yeah.
Okay. How did it start? Like you and Tom, was it just something that just happened out the ordinary, or it
started off as a friendship.
Okay.
and it turned into something more.
Uh-huh.
But I'm sure we'll go into detail
Yeah.
about all of that tomorrow at the reunion.
Was the kiss you and Tom, people think it was a cover-up for the other Tom, you and Tom Schwartz? When you guys kissed, people think it was a cover-up for you and Tom's affair. Is that true, or was that just for...
No, that's not true.
Okay.
I genuinely had an interest in Tom Schwartz.
Yeah.
And there's a genuine curiosity there, so
Okay.
it wasn't a cover-up.
All right, so are we going to see more you and Tom Sandoval, or what's your relationship with them? When's the last time you talked to him?
I don't know where our relationship is going to be.
Okay.
We're just kind of trying to get through these next few steps and trying to, make amends, hear everybody out. I know a lot of people are angry, so I think just getting through these next few steps and seeing where it goes. We're not putting a label on anything, and just kind of taking a minute for now.
Okay. Have you talked to any other cast members?
No, I haven't.
No, you haven't? Okay, have they reached out, or they've just been...
No.
I feel like people attack you too much. I mean, things happen, and I mean, we all make mistakes, and I feel like sometimes, people kind of need to not attack someone too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like you're taking accountability.
It's been a lot. I've been kind of off social media altogether.
Okay.
I've been advised to do that, so...
Yeah, that was smart.
But it has been a lot. But I guess, there's consequences to my actions. I don't really think it through too much. So here we are.
Okay. What do you think about Lala? She's been kind of aggressive towards you.
Yeah. She always has been aggressive towards me.
What's up with that? Why is she so kind of mean towards you, like super aggressive?
You would have to ask her that question, but I think I've always kind of rubbed her the wrong way.
Did Tom Schwartz know about the whole affair? I mean, he didn't know about it? Okay. So, when did it start? When's the first time you kind of,
We'll go into that at the reunion tomorrow.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right, there's a rumor on Twitter, I gotta ask you, that you guys had a threesome. I know it's a little far-fetched. Is that true, or?
No, that's
that's not. Okay, so that's not true.
Oh my. So she thinks there's going to be reconciliation. Interesting. I do know that Andy Cohen is doing a one-on-one between Tom Sandoval and Ariana at some point during the reunion.
Hey Sheena, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Hi.
Hey, the reunion's tomorrow. Have they told you how that's gonna work logistically?
You gotta ask production.
Are you gonna be able to be in the same room with her? Are they gonna seat you 100 yards away?
You guys seen this gossip? I haven't had a chance to validate it, but it sounds like it could be right. It says, allegedly, Brock did not take a break from VPR. He wasn't given a contract, and majority of the cast was unwilling to film with him. Sheena centered her storyline around Schwartz because he was one of the few who would shoot with Brock. Yeah, I mean, this could be true for sure. Maybe Lisa, didn't like him. That's all it really takes. So Kristen Doty is so funny. Come on, you guys. We have to lighten up a little about the names. All right. So Kristen goes on numerous podcasts. She even admitted that she's going to come off thirsty from doing all these interviews about the Raquel, aka Rachel, Levis affair, scandal, Scandoval, as they're calling it, with Tom Sandoval. And she was like, oh my goodness, I swear Ariana wants me to be doing these interviews. I wouldn't be doing them because I know I come off thirsty. So, and she did film a little for the upcoming season and will appear in the last few episodes in one scene. To stay on theme with my mispronunciation of her name as Duty, I'm going to give you the Kristen dump. Gossip dump. So what Kristen said was this, and some of this you may have heard, some of it you may have not, and I'm going to just drop it all. So you guys might remember this gossip. Tom Schwartz denies kissing Raquel Levis at Coachella amid divorce, April 22nd, 2022. Well, this came about because just right before this, rumors were flying around that Tom made out with Raquel. And the media outlets were told that it was Tom Schwartz. But in actuality, it was Tom Sandoval. And this picture actually is from Raquel's Instagram page of her at Coachella. And of course, Tom Sandoval is practically on top of her. We should have known. And it was him who she kissed, Kristen said. And Tom Schwartz wasn't lying. He wasn't at Coachella. Okay, so Coachella is April 2022, as you saw from that article around that time. And then they have their big hookup after Havasu, which we just saw air on the show. Andy Cohen said that was August 5th, 2022. She gets pissed at Lala Kent. She jumps on a plane. She gets back to LA. She goes to the Mondrian and she crashes the boys' night out party for Tom Schwartz to try to get him his Schwartz back on after Katie Maloney because he seems to be slow, to start dating and whatnot. Anyway, Raquel, aka Rachel, shows up and Sheena's there. And I come to find out from listening to all these podcasts that off camera, Sheena is actually the closest to Raquel, aka Rachel. She talks to her parents. She hangs out with her. She gives her advice. So, yeah, no surprise she shows up at boys' night. And it's during this boys' night at Saddle Ranch after Mondrian that she gets into this deep, deep talk with Tom Sandoval, super close. And they hook up, and they probably went home that night and had sex. Now, one of the people that really struck me was a friend of Raquel's named KL, and he's a life coach, a publicity person, and hangs out with a lot of the Vanderpump Rules people. He did an interview with Jamie, Sheena's co-host, on her show. And you guys have probably heard that one by now. But essentially, he said that he was really surprised that Raquel, wasn't really the person he thought she was. She kind of let him believe that she was helpless and not very smart and all the, young and immature and codependent and all these things. But his takeaway from all of this was actually she's pretty calculated. And he wouldn't be surprised if she intentionally put some of this in motion to achieve her goals. Now, something else happened with Tom Sandoval, which you probably have heard. And if you haven't, I'm going to tell you. And that is that it came out that Raquel told her friend KL that Tom Sandoval FaceTimed her and recorded the FaceTime against her permission of her masturbating to him. Yep. And I don't know what his intention would be of taking a recorded FaceTime of her doing that, but he did. And that's what kind of freaked her out. And she was like, that better not see the light of day kind of thing. Now, KL said, what kind of a messed up dude would do that to you? He obviously doesn't love you if he would put you in that compromising position. And Raquel said, well, I know he's not my forever guy now. So she said that, not her forever guy. Also, I think I should mention that it's come out that Tom Sandoval definitely went to her apartment late at night without cameras, recording after it came out, the cheating scandal. So there was a hookup or something happened late at night at her house that weekend following. And allegedly there was gossip that he flew to where her parents live in Arizona to maybe talk to them or see her there. So something's happening. They're definitely trying to get together to talk about, I don't know, maybe prepare for the reunion. I know Andy Cohen's flying to LA as I'm making this video. Okay, so here's Andy on the plane going to Vanderpump Valley. He looks very tired. Andy, get some sleep, sweetheart. Then we've got him saying that he's doing his homework on the plane and he's watching all the episodes of Vanderpump Rules that, for the whole season. He's power watching. Everyone got him this week, by the way. And so he has to watch them all beforehand. Yeah. Raquel's going to be at the reunion in person, and so is Sheena. And in fact, originally, Sheena and Raquel were supposed to be coordinating their outfits and figuring out the best way to approach the reunion together. And now they're going in, and Sheena's going to be talking about, you know, whether or not she hit Raquel. I think at this point we know she didn't punch her in the eye, but whether or not she hit her. Turns out that the story around that, which Raquel's friend says, was that they were both blackout drunk. So nobody really is sure what happened. You know, some people were like, it was an outright lie. She has really dark circles under her eye without makeup. And some people were like, well, no, I saw the dark circles, but there was also a big cut above her eye. And then, you know, she gets a temporary restraining order, which we don't know what even happened with that. Maybe choosing to ignore it, or maybe they're going to have Raquel and Sheena come on stage at different times. I don't know. It's so silly. Raquel's loving this, okay? Loving it. Everybody else is like, oh, she's so scared. She's so concerned. I know damn well she's so excited. She's never been more famous in her life. This is what she's been waiting for. She has been waiting for this moment, that she is literally the most famous person on that cast right now. Seriously. New York Times wrote about her. I mean, who hasn't covered this scandal?
Someone was detected at your front.
And although it's, you know, the type of infamous fame, which can be negative, in today's world, it doesn't really matter anymore, honestly. People are just like, famous is famous, you know? She's still getting endorsement deals with Porsche, put it that way. She makes a lot of money. So I have a theory, which is she's always been using men this whole show to get, you know, higher and higher up in the Bravo hierarchy, if you will. I really believe that. She's like using men. So let me give you some examples of how many people she was actually hooking up with during the Sandoval scandal. So she was saying to people she legit liked Tom Schwartz before, after Coachella, where she allegedly kissed Tom Sandoval, and before the big hookup after Havasu. So she was definitely interested in Tom Schwartz, and she did kiss him at Sheena's wedding. A bunch of people saw on a swing. And the question was that of her own doing or Sandoval's to like throw everybody off the scent? So she may have also hooked up with Sandoval in Mexico during Sheena's wedding. There was a 3-hour period where everybody was getting ready for the wedding and together, and she went missing. She said she needed some private time, but a lot of people believe that she went and hooked up with Sandoval during that period of time, and that's where she disappeared to be with him. And it's crazy because they were literally hooking up in front of everybody, including Ariana and the friends and everything. Everybody's in that wedding in one degree or another. And it's just crazy. She's just risking it. And he is too. Here for our timeline. Sheena Shea and Brock Davies get married. See inside their wedding, August 23rd, 2022. So we all know that she's been playing the victim card, which is essentially like, I need treatment, I need help, something's wrong with me, blah, blah, blah. And recently she liked a fellow beauty queen post about finding out that she was on the spectrum of autism. And Raquel said, after a few months of privately processing my autism diagnosis, I decided to come out about it because the little girl, and then she goes into like a kind of an essay about it, all right, and how it's empowering to know about her disability. Well, Raquel said, I can relate under her post, sending you love and hearts. So maybe now she's going to say that she's, got autism, or maybe she'll be like Paris Hilton in her memoir and say she has severe ADHD, which causes all of her behavior. So she was also, it turns out, that Nemo guy? This will help you. Not this one. Nemo Vaughn, this one. I don't know why I think of Nemo, but I do. Every time I say Nemo, I think of Nemo. Anyway, she was really into him. Raquel loved this guy, and he ghosted her. They were like hot and heavy, and he ghosted her. And she was planning on trying to meet him up with him in New York, and then it didn't happen anyway. It sent her in a spiral when he did that, which kind of drove her into Tom Sandoval's arms. And then there was the manager, Peter, at Sir. Let me play you something.
Everyone, happy Thursday. Happy Thursday afternoon, actually. It's 4 o'clock, which means it's almost 5 o'clock. We're starting 5 o'clock somewhere.
I don't know how this guy has game. He should just be a nice guy, not like a player. It's so, like, it just adds a layer of cheese he doesn't need. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and she hooked up with some guy named Joey at the wedding who was good friends with Brock. So Raquel actually made out with Joey, Brock's friend, at Coachella as well as at the wedding of Sheena. So that's Tom Sandoval, Tom Schwartz, and Joey all at the wedding. Plus Peter from Sir, and she was still trying to get James back, sort of, just for like shits and giggles. And then we've got the Nima guy. Oh, and married Oliver. How could I forget Oliver Saunders?
He's like married with kids.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys. She's just working in any way she can, really. All right. I can't help but wonder if Nima hadn't ghosted her, would we be in the situation we find ourselves today with Scandoval? Anyway, everybody is saying the worst things about Tom Sandoval in terms of what he's like in real life. That he's a narcissist, that he's selfish, that he's arrogant, that he can't feel, that he's a serial cheater, that he never cared about Ariana, that he only wanted to control her, and when he couldn't, he cheated, and he cheated a lot. And just a general jackass is what people keep saying about him. And then, by the way, Tom Sandoval hasn't been nice to Ariana ever since this happened. They're barely speaking. And when they go and like see each other at their own home, he's like a jerk and is like not at all showing remorse. He's like entitled, arrogant, you know, kind of blaming her. It's weird. And her friends are like, what a turd. I think I mentioned that Tom Sandoval was using the bar and his music as a way to hook up with girls behind Ariana's back. And so, you know, it kind of makes sense, right? That the bar was taking all of his time and his music career was making him disappear for months and all this stuff. Well, it turns out Tom Schwartz was doing a similar thing, which might surprise you. Tom Schwartz was not coming home. He would go to the bar. He would drink all night. He would call Katie at like 2 p.m. the next day and not let her know where he was. And, you know, he was like, I'm hungover. I'm just going to rest and then I'll come home. And she's like, this isn't a relationship, you disappearing for a few days and getting hammered without me at the bars. Like, that's weird. You know, you shouldn't be doing that. And so she was just like, enough is enough. So also, you know that roommate, Jo, that Tom keeps saying he's friends with, who's living at his like high school apartment that he's in? Well, that girl, she told Kristen that she was Tom Schwartz's girlfriend. But Tom Schwartz, when asked, was saying that she was just a friend. So either he was just trying to conceal it and, you know, didn't want to go public with it, or he wasn't that into her like she thinks, right? He was telling her one thing and saying, you know, another to everybody else. Anyway, they double dated supposedly with Tom Sandoval and Raquel before all this came out. And then Tom Schwartz tried to say that he only knew for a month before and he was trying to get Sandoval to do the right thing. Bullshit, okay? I don't think so. Here's Jo walking her dog. She used to be Kristen's best friend for 9 years, but then Kristen found out that she was hooking up with Tom Schwartz. And I guess that ruined the friendship. But apparently they're not on the same page about whether they're girlfriend, boyfriend or not. There's Jo. And Tom Schwartz says she's a beautiful soul. Okay, is he a Hallmark card writer? I mean, So I don't know if you guys have seen the mid-season teaser, but there is a scene where Ariana, you know, it was filmed recently after the scandal broke, and Ariana's, you know, he's like, what can I do? And she's like, die.
You want anything?
For you to die.
And then paparazzi caught her walking to her car after getting coffee, and they're like, so how do you feel about Raquel and da-da-da-da-da? And she's like, who? I mean, oh my God, so good.
Like them both on fire.
Maloney is just walking around, and anybody who asks, she's like, I'm just going to set everyone on fire. Now, just to say it, this kiss was not the kiss that everyone saw.
We're not divorced yet. This is my husband.
Okay, something to note, the guy that the mid-season trailer shows Ariana like playing around with in a pool, almost like she's cheating on Tom Sandoval, is actually a gay guy, is a good friend of hers. I'll show you.
Having sex like 4 times a year.
I cannot have sex with somebody who feels like a stranger.
Open relationships are tough.
It's me. Hi, I am the one naked in the pool with Ariana, and I am gay, so glad we could clear that up. And make sure you guys support my friend's show on Wednesdays on Bravo. It's called Vanderpump Rules, if you've never heard of it and have been living under a rock for the past 10 years.
That is a very shady edit. Well, she's not the only one who's cheated in a horrific way and been punished. Another woman was very similar, and I'm wearing a filter of her right now, Medusa. I can break anything highbrow, guys. Anything. Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't heard, Tom Sandoval's mom and Raquel's parents knew about them dating. But Tom Sandoval, in particular, his mom, it's pretty dark, considering how well she knew Ariana. Do you believe what Jax said? By the way, this is my mother filter. Do you believe that what Jax said, that Tom Sandoval couldn't control Ariana, and that is why he never like committed to her properly and like abused the relationship and cheated and stuff? What do you think? Well, I'd like to end today's video with Real Moms of Bravo's updated diagram of relationships and hookups for Vanderpump Rules. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What happened to loyalty, people? Well, thanks, Jax, for making it official that Miami Girl did happen in season 3 of Vanderpump Rules, and Tom Sandoval cheated on Ariana. Even back then, at the beginning of their relationship. How nice. I'm so glad I'm not young, dumb, and full of... Well, I'll leave it there for now. See you in the next video, guys. Good night.